Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Thursday, March 22nd, 2018. Let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. This is the time of the year when we start seeing folks getting ready for all those midsummer classics. And with the Chicago Pro looming off in the not too distant future, rumor has it that's where men's physique standout Suraqah Shabazz might be set to make his 2018 debut. Earlier this week, some new update photos surfaced of the 2017 Olympian looking lean and mean, where he hinted via Instagram that he might be in the early stages of his first contest prep of the season. Last season, the second-year pro turned out to be the real breakout athlete in the division, but now that he's got everyone's attention, it'll be interesting to see what he can do for an encore. This weekend, some of the best classic physique talents in the business are all set to make their way north up to the bustling metropolis of Fargo, North Dakota for the IFBB Upper Midwest Championships, where it looks like we'll get our next chance to get a look at budding star in the making, Courage Opara. A little less than a month removed from setting the world on fire with that incredible performance he had back at the Arnold Classic, Opara and his team don't seem to have missed a beat. The latest updates coming from the Opara camp have been brilliant over these last few weeks, so if he shows up and improves on what he did in Columbus, it might be all but a foregone conclusion that Opara will go home with all the hardware. According to the calendar, springtime has finally arrived, and I guess that explains why future women's physique star Jenaya Hofer has been putting in some serious sweat equity as of late. Despite doing her best to keep a low profile during her sabbatical from the spotlight, this week the former North American champ was spotted knocking out a vicious off-season arm workout. Despite the sporadic updates we've seen over the last few months, everything up there in Hofer land still seems to be in line as the 20-something rookie in training continues to inch closer towards her pro debut. When she's in her groove, Hofer is one of the rare athletes whose personality just sucks you in as a fan. Whenever she decides to give it a serious run again, the women's physique division will get a whole lot more interesting. After spending a couple of decades in the business, in bodybuilding, I'm speaking from experience when I say that you need to have a short memory. Because if you spend too much time mulling over your successes or your failures, it always comes back to bite you in the butt. But when you're a surefire Hall of Famer with an Olympia statue lining your trophy case like David Henry, well, I'm going to go ahead and guess that I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. Monday night, the OG Giant Killer released his first post-Arnold training clips, where he let his fans know via Instagram that he was already drawing up his next plan of attack. Don't let the fact that he was slightly off the mark back in Columbus fool you, because this guy still looks like he has plenty left in the tank. I wouldn't be the least bit shocked if he ends up cleaning house at a pre-Olympia tune-up on his way to making his annual pilgrimage back to the big dance. I cut my teeth in a generation of bodybuilders who stepped out onto the lights and treated the stage like their own personal canvas because they were true artists in the way they moved and grooved on stage. So that's why I want to send a tip of the cap out to classic physique star Caldwell for the performance art he put on display during last weekend's guest posing appearance at the NPC Natural Eastern USA. This week, the NPC News Online released the official video from Caldwell's presentation last weekend, where he catched the longtime vet teaching a master class on how to captivate an audience. In my opinion, Caldwell is one of the few guys we have in the sport right now who knows how to compose a symphony when he's up there on that stage. So if you want to see greatness in motion, I highly encourage you to head over to the npcnewsonline.com website and check out the full video. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions. And make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.